Hello everyone and good afternoon. Welcome again. Welcome to our free online lesson. My name is Nabil Fikri bin Shaizan and I'm an application engineer from Acadsystems. So I will be your presenter today for the topic Inventor Material and Appearance. Welcome everyone. So today apa yang kita akan buat? We will take a look at some of these tools, which is the materials and appearance. So we're going to take a look on how we can apply this on our model and how we can do customization or create a custom materials and also an appearance. Right. So without wasting any time, so let's jump right ahead with the Inventor. Right. So the first thing first, if you want to find where is the tools for the materials and also the appearance, it should be on top of this, right? So I believe you can see from here. So dekat atas ni, we have on the left is the materials and the right is the appearance. Right. So another place that you can find is at the tools. Here we have the materials and also the appearance. Right. So lebih kurang sama macam atas ni, cumanya lebih besar sikit lah ikon lah. Right. Depend on your keselesaan. Now, if you drop down over here, you can see this is the material list that you can find. Right. Kat bawah lagi, we have the library that we can select. Same goes with the appearance over here. Right. So we have different appearance as well. Now, to apply that, we can just simply select the materials right from here, from the list here, or you can go to the tools tabs, material and appearance. So the list should be over here. So if I drop down here, let's say I select stainless steel. As you can see, the material itself has changed into stainless steel, and also the appearance also changed as well. So there are the connection between the material and also the appearance as well from here. Right. So what is the difference between the materials and also the appearance? So the materials has a unique what you call physical properties. Right. For example, the mass, right? So the weight or the density. For example, if you go into the file over here, and then you go to the eye properties, right? And then you can go to the physical. Here you can see what is the mass of your material of your object over here. Right? For example, I update this one. So you can see this mass is 1000 something, right? So based on material that we select. So if I were to change this material to, for example, titanium, so you can see the change of the physical properties based on mass alone. Right. So that is the ways that we can use. Right. So how we can apply our materials. So just select from the list, and it will automatically select and apply the appearance as well. Right. But you cannot apply multiple materials inside of one part file. For example, I have this particular model, and then maybe I create another one, right, another solid bodies, and then I want to apply another materials, so cannot, right? So if you want to apply multiple materials, for that you have to apply on another part file. But for example, the appearance. But the appearance, you can do that, right? For example, I select this particular face. I want this face to be, for example, violet. So I select from the appearance from here, violet. But if I select from here, if I go back to material, so the list of materials has gone here. Right? So because the materials has already applied, I cannot apply more than that. Right? So I can apply different materials and so on. For example, let's say I were to apply everything over here, would be, for example, cadet blue. Right? So everything has gone into cadet blue. However, the material is still titanium. If I were to change the materials, for example, I go into go into gold. So you can see that the appearance over here has not changed because dia akan ambil from the previous one that we apply, right? So to do that, to get back to our original appearance based on gold, right? So you can list, you can see over here already list, but it does not show on our object because we select manually from here. So what I can do is that we can use the clear option to clear every appearance that has nothing to do with our material over here. So it will show back the original appearance for this particular material, which is the gold. So you can see I can select one of the face and put different types of appearance over here. For example, I don't want to select from here because it's quite random. So maybe I want to select for this particular face and I want to make it a green color, right? So I don't have to search from here. I can also go to these tools over here, which allow me to enter manually which is the color that I want. For example, on this middle over here is the way we can control its brightness, and the outer circle is where we can control the color itself, right? So we can do that by using the option over here. Right, so let's just adjust back. Oops, let me clear back everything. Now that is the list that already provided. For example, let's say you want to create your own. For that, you can click at this option over here, this icon over here. So this is for the material browser, and the appearance browser also have their own, which is called the appearance, right? So I call the material browser. So I select this one, and the browser for these particular materials will show up. Now you can see there are a list of materials. For example, if I were to, if you see the list over here, it is indicate the part that I have used earlier. For example, I use copper, then that particular material will add on this document material over here, right? So this document material will indicate the last material that we select, right? So this one is quite small. I can change the view if I want. So I can go to this change your view and select thumbnail view. So I have a bigger view for my materials. Right, so same goes with the bottom one here. I can drop down and select from here the thumbnail view, but I just don't want do it from here now. But let's take a look at what are the things over here. So this will be the list of the materials available, right? And it will depend on the library that you selected, right? So the library will be on this home, drop down here. So we have two libraries. We have Autodesk materials and also Inventor materials library that we can use. From this particular library, I can edit, choose, and so on. I can create a new one if I want, and so on and so forth. If I want to make a new library, right, for example, I can go into the bottom here and select, and I can create a new library. If I want to open my existing library, I can just simply click open existing library and select the library that I have created earlier. For this case, maybe I want to create a new, so I will create a new library, and let's say I name this one as material okay, right? And save it, and it will show you this new library over here. Now, on this particular library that already exists, also have their own category. If I drop down here, we have the ceramic, we have concrete, glass, liquid, and metals and others. Right. All these, the new library that I have created, I can also create this particular category. So I can just right click and create category, for example, metal. Right. This new category will be created over here. Let's create new one. For example, I want to start with copper. So to do that, I can just simply select copper before we start to create a new one. So let's take a look what's inside this copper material. To do that, I can just use the editor over here, and it will pop up for the material editor for the copper. So we have 3 tabs. So first one will be the identity, right? So just a little bit description of what your materials, right? So we have the name, we have the description, types, and so on. Next tab, we have the appearance. So this is appearance is actually appearance, right? So if you look at the top over here, we have materials, we have appearance. So this appearance will be linked to this particular appearance. If you save this particular materials, this appearance will be created as well, right? So here we can change some of the appearance properties from here. And then the third tab, we have the physical properties. Now, this one will list the properties such as the mechanical properties. We have the Young modulus, Poisson ratio. We have the basic thermal properties. This is important if you want to do some simulation, for example, stress analysis or maybe a CFD. That particular materials will include these physical properties that will have link to the what the reaction will be inside of the simulation, right? So this physical properties is quite important if you want to do simulation, and also if you want to view the mass, for example. You can create your own materials, right? And then you can adjust the physical properties based on what you needed. For example, right now I choose the copper. But let's say I want the physical properties to be almost the same with steel, for example. To do that, I don't have to go back into steel and search back the physical properties and copy this one. What I can do is that I can select this arrow over here to replace the asset, and then I can find the asset that I want to replace. You can see side by side. On the right side, we have the copper, right? This particular option, I want to change it to steel. So let's search for metals, steels. For example, I choose this one, and I can just simply use this button, and it will change everything from here. So these particular materials will use these steels, right? Of course, I can also change manually from here. Now, let's say you have your own materials, your own specific materials, or maybe you need to create your own. Some of these physical properties you can find from your vendor, if they provide. But if they don't, and you need to create your own style of physical properties, you can also find the materials on the website. For example, I share you guys. Let's say you want to view the physical properties and you don't know what is the actual properties. So you can search one of the example website is materials web, right? METWEB. For example, this website. And let's say I want to search for steel, right? STEEL, steel. Right, so let me do that again. Steel, and you can find many types of steels that you can find from here, right? So one page only we have about 50 steels, right? So total we have 143 pages, so many things that you can choose from. Right, so let's go with the samples. So overview for the materials, and this one will show you the physical properties of the materials. So we have the thermal properties, electrical properties, so on, that you can include these particular properties into this physical information over here. Now let's start to create our own. Let's give it a name. For example, I give it jet copper. Right? The physical, I just give it a side. And I can also identify my description if I want. Again, I will give, and I press OK. Now you can see the original copper will be turned into this new one that we have changed before. Right. So this one is actually the original copper. So most likely you don't want to do that. You want to For example, create a duplicate first before you before you make some changes from here. For example, to create a duplicate, you can just simply open back this popper, and you can find the option from the bottom over here, where you can duplicate this material and make some changes over there, instead of just simply change from here. Now, if you want to create directly from scratch, you want to start from zero, you can create new materials. All the physical properties is basically a generic, right? So you can create your own if you want. Right. So this is the example that I have shown you. Now let's take a little bit deeper. Now I have created cat copper. I believe you can find it over here. Sometimes it's too much, so let's try to put the new materials that we have inside of our library that we have created, right? So you can just simply drag down over here, and it will show inside of the library. Now, if you see at the category, so this one show as uncategorized. Now, let's say I want to categorize as metals, so like I can create before. So, for example, I create metals, right? So I go back to this library. So this still uncategorized. So what I need to do is I can just drag inside metals, and the category has been created from here. Right? Only then I can use my materials ACAD libraries, and it will show you only the things that I have created before, and also the things that I have create a new one. Right? For example, cat copper from here. Right. So let's take a look a little bit deeper for the cat copper from here. Oops. Let me, for example, the appearance over here. For some reason, I believe it's wrong one. Right, never mind. Right. So that is for the material browser. So you can create your own types. Right. So for example, I try to duplicate this one. Right. Maybe I named it as cat gold. Right. So we have our appearance over here. So let me name this as cat gold as well. Apply. You can see. Let's try and give it. Let's try to change the color. Right. So yellow. Right. So we have the appearance inside our materials. Materials already being created. Now, if I try to apply my cat go over here, you can see the materials also has been created for the appearance as well. Now, let's take a look a little bit closer for the appearance. So the appearance is basically almost the same. So same interface. So if you want to create a new one, so you can go over here. So we have a different types of appearance. For example, we have metals, and it will show you only metals related appearance that you can input from here. Right, so we have metals information, relief pattern. Right, for example, I want to put solid glass. We have the glass relief pattern, and so on, so on. If you want everything is available, right? For example, the cut option was not available for this solid glass. So if you want everything to be available, you can drop down from here and select new generate prints. So this one will show you the generic rated appearance, and then everything will be available from here. We have the reflectivity, we have transparency that we can put, we have the cut option, right? So let's take a look, one of the examples on how that we can use this. We already have one, which is the cat go. So let's take a look at the get go. I believe this one I have changed into yellow. So let me try again, right? So you can see it changed from here. I hope this one does not block the view. So let me change a little bit. right? So the cat go. So we have the reflectivity. If you don't want, so you can turn off, right? So you can turn on. You can control the reflectivity. Maybe you want this particular material to be transparent, so you can use this transparency, right? So we also have the cutout. So let's say we want to make some holes, right? So you can use the cutout. So let me make some demonstration on how we can apply that. For example, I want to create materials for grating. Right? For example, I need to put a grating on top of this structure. Right? First of all, so let me create a new one first. So I will create this one, grating, for example, and put it over here. And I start to create on this solid object. Right, so this will be the plate of my grating. This would be the thickness of my grating, 0.1. Right, so grating usually they have a hole over here. So if you try to edit the grating and apply the holes manually on top of this, and then you put some what you call the pattern, right? Just to make it many holes over here. Now, this will likely to make your computer run slower because we have too many information over here, so too many holes or features. Right? For example, I put 30, right, so minimum, and then put another direction. So this will make your model a little bit slower. So one of the best things that you can use is that you can reuse back from these materials, right, or the appearance. So like, let's just go with the appearance, right? And then I want to create appearance for grating. Let me choose new general appearance, and I name this one as grating, right? And on the top, at the bottom here is that we can use some of the colors, the image. So like, let's give it a color a little bit gray, right? And then like I said before, we can input the reflectivity, we can input the transparency. But for this, let's go with the cutout. Or the cutout, I have some of these images that I can use. Right? So what this will do is that it will cut this black area over here. For example, if I try to open this one, right? So this particular black area will be cut out from my material. So let's go back and choose this grating over here. Now, here also will show you the preview of what the material will look like. And so let's just apply. So we have created the grating, right? So let me find from here, right? So this one, and you can see it is actually see-through. So this one dia akan memberatkan you punya drawing, and it is much faster lah. Now, if you see over here, it's quite large. I can also go back and make some changes. Right? So let's edit it, make it a little bit smaller. Change the scales for the images. Apply. So this one should have, right? So you can see it is much smaller from here. Now, let's say if you try to make if you try to put some images over here, right? For that, one of the ways that you can use these sketches. Let me reduce. Go back. For example, I have this particular model over here, and I can edit it. I can use the sketch. For example, I want to put some images only certain area only. So I can start sketch from here, and let's say I go from the sketch itself on the insert. I can input images from here, right? And then I can find the image from the asset and put it inside of my model. Right, so again, I can use my modify just to make it just to make it able to move. Let me redo this. So this one, select this point. Right. So just put this inside. Right. So obviously it's not going to fit perfectly. But if you just simply put this image over here, it's not actually paint yet. It's just an image inside of CAD. So to make some changes on the model itself, you're gonna have to use from the 3D model. So we have the decal. So the decal itself we can use to plan this image on this particular uh, faces. Right. So this is what you can see. Now, let's say if I would like to put some other materials image, for example, this particular rock, right? So again, so let me open this one. Oops. Edit this one, right? So I can use from here, or maybe I just start from the material also can, and I create this one as, for example, rock. And for these particular images, so maybe I want to put some image that I have right from the appearance as well. So I can go to my generic and put some images. For example, this one. Right. And I hit apply. So it does not show yet because I have not applied. So let me apply the rock. Right. So you can see all of the images will be applied on overall of this particular model. Now we can also go back and try to see. Let me edit the material itself. So let me here. So we can try to see and put, for example, reflectivity to make it more reflective. Right. So we can control it from here. Now you can see it's a little bit shiny and pretty much straight line from here. But what if that I want it to be, for example, the surface a little bit rough, like a rock? For that, I can use one of the tools also from here. I can go back from the appearance. At the bottom, we have the bump, right? So we also have self-illuminate if you want to illuminate something like a lamp, right? So that will be for the self-illuminate. So let's just go with the bump. So the bump will allow you to put some surfaces. For example, the surfaces will be comb shape, right? This one, right? And this is quite big, so let me make it a little bit smaller here and apply. So you can see the material on this particular model as shown you something like this. Right. So if you want to see much clearer, so you can also toggle the lighting, right? So the lighting should be on the view, and from here you can change your default lighting based on your appearance that you want. Right. So let's just go with default lighting. Now I want to make this rough surface, so I go back and edit this one and find these images. So these images is So these images for the bump is actually the things that I found on the website. It's just a simple image, right? So even though you try to draw, you can also put that particular surface on this area, right? For example, I found these particular images. Let's make it a little bit bigger. For example, 12. So you can see it is much rough, like a natural rock, right? So that is how you use the materials on also appearance. So I guess that is all that I would like to share with you guys. If you have any question, you can just simply chat on the chat bar, right? So just chat at the chat panel over here if you have any question before we end our lesson for today. Right. So if you have any question, just ask. Before I end, I would like to share one last thing about the PDMC, which is the Product Design and Manufacturing Collection. Right. So if you, for example, if you buy Inventor, you only have the Inventor Professional, including the sheet metal, linear stress, tubing wrapping, and so on. But if you buy the Product Design and Manufacturing Collection, you have the AutoCAD, you have factory design, you have the Inventor also. So what is Product Design and Manufacturing Collection? It is actually a bundle of products from Autodesk, which focus on the manufacturing side. Right? For example, for the manufacturing side, for Autodesk product, we have AutoCAD, we have Inventor, we have nesting, right? So we have the Inventor CAM, right? CAM software. So this one is bundled together and into one type of collection, which is called the Product Design and Manufacturing Collection. Right. So once you get the product design and manufacturing collection, not only you have the Inventor, you also have the AutoCAD, you have the Nastran, CAM, and so on. You also have the cloud software such as the mobile app for AutoCAD. You have the Fusion 360, so on. Right. So that is it from me that I would like to share about the uh, material and appearance. So I believe no more question. So if you guys have no question, I will end for now. Right. So thank you everyone for joining my free online lesson for today. I see you guys again for our next free online lesson. Right. So bye bye.